The Senate will come to order. The Secretary will call the roll.
Senator Brooks, Senator Buck, Senator Canizaro, Senator Dennis, Senator Donate, Senator Loop, Senator Gochia, Senator Hammond, Senator Hansen, Senator Hardy, Senator Harris, Senator Kieckhofer, Senator Lang, Senator Neal, Senator Orenshaw, Senator Pickard, Senator Ratty, Senator Scheibel, Senator Sievers-Gansert, Senator Settlemeyer, Senator Spearman.
Here.
Let the record reflect there are 21 senators present. Please rise for the invocation by Father Jeff Paul, St. Peter's Episcopal Church, Carson City.
Today is the first day of Women's History Month. According to my grandmother, God rest her soul, there is no other kind of history. On that note, let us pray. O Lord, our Governor, bless the leaders of our land in this pixelated pandemic age, that we may be a people at peace among ourselves and a blessing to other nations of the earth. To all staff in administrative authority, grant wisdom and grace in the exercise of their duties. To our senators and to those who make laws in our state, to give courage, wisdom, and foresight to provide for the needs of all our people and to fulfill our obligations in the community of nations. Give grace to your servants, O Lord. In your name we pray. And the people said,
Thank you. Please stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Order business 3, reading and approval of the journal. By previous order of the Senate, the reading of the journal is dispensed with, and the President and Secretary are authorized to make the necessary corrections and additions. Order business number 4, reports of committee.
Mr. President, pro tempore, your Committee on Commerce and Labor, to which was referred Senate Bill number 35, has the same under consideration, begs leave report, same back the recommendation to pass. Signed, Senator Dina Neal, Vice Chair. Mr. President, pro tempore, your Committee on Judiciary, to which were referred Senate Bills numbers 962, has the same under consideration, begs leave report, same back the recommendation to pass. Signed, Senator Melanie Scheibel, Chair. End of reports.
Order business number 6, messages from the Assembly.
Assembly Chamber, Carson City, February 25th, 2021. To the Honorable Senate, I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body the Assembly on this day adopted Senate Concurrent Resolution number 3. Assembly Chamber, Carson City, February 26, 2021. To the Honorable Senate, I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body the Assembly on this day passed as amended Assembly Bill 110. Signed, Carol Ayala Sala, Assistant Chief Clerk of the Assembly. End of messages.
Order business number 9, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Senator Harris has approved the addition of Senator Buck as a primary sponsor on Senate Bill 150, and that concludes order of business number 9.
Order business number 10, introduction, first reading, and references.
Senate Bill number 154, introduced by Senate Committee on Health and Human Services, makes changes related to Medicaid coverage for certain treatments administered at institutions for mental diseases. End of bill.
Senator Ratty.
Thank you, President. I move to refer SB 154 to the Health and Human Services Committee.
Senator Ratty has referred Senate Bill 154 to the Committee on Health and Human Services. Are there any objections to the referral? If not, so ordered.
Senate Bill number 155, introduced by Senate Committee on Natural Resources, revises provisions relating to Division of Water Resources of the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. End of bill.
Senator Donate.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President Pro Tempore. I move that Senate Bill 155 be referred to the Committee on Natural Resources.
Senator Donate has referred Senate Bill number 155 to the Committee on Natural Resources. Are there any objections to the referral? If not, so ordered.
Senate Bill number 156, introduced by Senate Committee on Health and Human Services, revises provisions relating to crisis stabilization centers. End of bill.
Senator Ratty.
I move to refer Senate Bill 156 to the Committee on Health and Human Services.
Senator Ratty has referred Senate Bill 156 to the Committee on Health and Human Services. Are there any objections to the referral? If not, so ordered.
Senate Bill number 157, introduced by Senator Sievers-Gansert, revises provisions relating to Nevada Educational Choice Scholarship Program. End of bill.
Senator Severs-Gansert.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tempore. I move that Senate Bill 157 be referred to the Committee on Education.
Senator Severs-Gansert has referred Senate Bill 157 to the Committee on Education. Are there any objections to the referral? If not, so ordered.
Senate Bill number 158, introduced by Senate Committee on Health and Human Services, revises the requirements to receive assistance from the Kinship Guardianship Assistance Program. End of bill.
Senator Ratty.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer SB 158 to the Committee on Health and Human Services.
Senator Ratty has referred Senate Bill 158 to Committee on Health and Human Services. Are there any objections to the referral? If not, so ordered.
Senate Bill number 159, introduced by Senator Ratty, revises provisions relating to real property. End of bill.
Senator Ratty. Judiciary.
Sorry about that. Mr. President, I move to refer SB 159 to the Committee on Judiciary.
Senator Ratty has referred Senate Bill 159 to the Committee on Judiciary. Are there any objections to the referral? If not, so ordered.
Assembly Bill number 110, introduced by Assemblyman Frierson and B. Miller, revises the Nevada Lobbying Disclosure and Regulation Act. End of bill.
Senator Ratty.
Thank you, President. I would like to refer AB 110 to the Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections.
Senator Ratty has referred Assembly Bill 110 to the Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections. Are there any objections to the referral? If not, so ordered.
And that concludes order of business number 10.
Order of business number 12, second reading and amendment.
Senate Bill number 58, introduced by Senate Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, revises certain functions and responsibilities of the Investigation Division of the Department of Public Safety. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in the Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 to Section 1.
Are there any amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Senate Bill 58 is ordered to the general file.
And that concludes order of business number 12.
Senator Brooks.
Thank you. Order of business number 9, please.
Order of business number 9, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. I move that we re-refer Senate Bill 58 to the Senate Finance Committee.
Senator Brooks has moved to re-refer Senate Bill 58 to the Committee on Finance. Are there any objections to the referral? All those in favor? Oh. Okay. You have heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yay. Opposed, nay. The motion carries.
And that concludes order of business number 9 and business of the desk for this legislative day.
All right. Order business number 16, remarks from the floor. Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. On Friday, I joined about 500,000 Nevadans, and I got my COVID shot. And over the weekend, I've given this a tremendous amount of thought, because whether we realize it or not, we are participating in something that is almost miraculous. To give a little bit of historical perspective, in the late 19th century, a terrible virus hit the United States, and for the next 60 years, literally hundreds of thousands of Americans suffered from a disease called polio. And it wasn't until 1950 that a young man named Jonas Salk went and by 1955 came up with a shot that almost all of us received as children. And today nobody is deathly afraid of polio anymore because of the brilliant work of Jonas Salk. And now you look what we are going through, a pandemic. Our majority leader pointed out that 500,000 Americans have died prematurely from that. And in less than a year, in fact, if you look at the timeline, on March 13th of last year, President Trump declared a national emergency. On March 27th of last year, the Corona Aid, Relief, and Economic Securities Act was passed. and the president and the Congress pumped $2.2 trillion into our economy. That, in fact, is what's keeping the state of Nevada afloat right now. That's almost 10% of the gross domestic product of our entire nation. Then President Trump called together a brilliant team of essentially 1,000 Jonas Salks, the most brilliant people in America, and he put together a thing called Operation Warp Speed. Now, from May 15th of last year, and until January 1st, he set out and he said, look, I want all of you to come up with a vaccine that all the Americans can have. And what happened? Like in every single thing that man did in his entire administration, he was immediately attacked, he was mocked, he was told by all the naysayers that it couldn't be done. But when all of those people in research and development and the engineers and the scientists put their minds to work, the American spirit rose to the challenge, and just like with the polio vaccine, everyone in this room now almost, I think, have benefited from what happened with Operation Warp Speed. Now, if in fact this vaccine does what the polio vaccine did, 1 year from now, will we be talking about 500,000 people that died in America? No. In fact, we will say that because of Operation Warp Speed and that vaccine and the brilliant people in the American scientific community, we now are safe. So I just wanted to take a minute to just give some perspective to that, because I actually got to know some of the last victims of polio and that horrible crippling disease that was caused by a virus, and the fact that it took 60 years to get to the shot that today all of us have received. And now in less than 1 year, we have conquered a pandemic that killed 500,000 Americans. I don't know how many worldwide. So I wish Donald Trump, frankly, was in this room, because I would look him in the eye and say, thank you, sir. Thank you for having the confidence in the American people, the American free enterprise system, the American research and development community, and to throw that challenge out there and to watch those brilliant people rise to that challenge. And the more I thought about that over the weekend, I thought, you know, that's only a little tiny slice of what we should be thanking that man for. Next, what did Donald Trump do when he first took office? He cut literally thousands of pages of regulations and rules and things that were literally harming our economy, holding it back. So I would say thank you, Donald Trump, for doing that, because what happened then? We had the greatest economic recovery in American peacetime history. Unemployment set record lows for blacks, Hispanics, women, senior citizens. Everybody in the United States benefited from that cut in those regulations. Not only did he have that happen, he also freed up the American enterprise system when it came to energy. You know, right now the cost of energy is less expensive than it was in the 1960s. So I want to thank Donald Trump for the Keystone XL pipeline and those tens of thousands of union, craftsman, prevailing wage jobs that he created by doing that. So when I look at all these things about one thing I left out as well. For the first time in decades, the American middle class saw a substantial rise in their income. And you can attribute all of this to a man that has been vilified and mocked and treated like some sort of a pariah, in spite of the most amazing accomplishments that I've ever seen in my lifetime, and you could arguably say in the 20th and now the 21st century. So what this was, this little thing we call Operation Warp Speed, was one of the most magnificent humanitarian accomplishments of all time, because not only did we in America benefit from it, but the entire world has benefited from it. So while that man, I wish he was here, I'd say, President Trump, I salute you, sir, because while you were manning your post as the captain of the ship of state, you faced a hurricane of vicious, constant hate and attacks on your personality, on your way of life, on your family. He was never cut a minute's worth of slack. Yet he stood at his post and he did what needed to be done. And now, is he going to get any credit for saving who knows how many millions of lives by rushing through Operation Warp Speed? So President Trump, I know for a fact that I speak for the 512,000 Nevadans that voted for you in 2016. I speak for the 670,000 Nevadans that voted for you in 2020. I speak for the 74 million Americans that supported you nationally when I say thank you, sir. I salute you. I salute you for your accomplishments. I salute you for rejuvenating the American spirit. I salute you for rejuvenating the American energy sector, for the rising tide of American prosperity. And one thing I did leave out that probably is equally or greater important, thank you, sir, for getting us out of these ridiculously one-sided trade deals where we had this mythology of free trade and we flooded our markets with Chinese communist slave labor and child labor goods. Thank you for restoring the American manufacturing section, sir. So with that, Mr. President of the United States, former president, I just wanted to say thank you, sir, and salute you and let you know that you did a fantastic job, and there are millions of Americans that appreciate your accomplishments, and especially right now, I want to thank you for Operation Warp Speed and for saving who knows how many hundreds of thousands of lives by rushing that virus-fighting vaccine into production. So with that, thank you, Mr. Trump. I sincerely salute you, and I know that I speak for literally millions of Americans who want to thank you and most humbly appreciate the fact that while you were the President of the United States, I was honored to be a citizen of this great nation and to absolutely appreciate and understand all of the accomplishments that you did in those 4 brief years in literally a face of an unrelenting personal attack during that entire time. So Operation Warp Speed, thank you. Thank you for the shots. Thank you to, in advance for all of the people that will now not die from COVID because of your faith in the American way of life and in our engineers, our scientists, and our research and development people. And with that, thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem, for this indulgence.
Senator Doñate.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tempore. Today is a good day. Not only is it the start of Women's History Month, but it is also Nevada Agriculture Day. And as the grandson of Mexican farm workers, I am proud to recognize the accomplishments of Nevada's farm industry. Nevada agriculture is built on the solid history of good stewardship of the land and sustainable agricultural practices. Over the course of the last biennium, our food and agriculture sector have provided more than 18,000 jobs annually, and the safe and nutritious food for our citizens, including 216 million ounces of milk provided to CCSD as part of our nutrition standards for school meals. In 2019, the food and agriculture sector reached a record economic output of $4.85 billion, and in 2020, they were resilient in the face of a pandemic, helping us to provide food and fuel and fiber for our economies throughout the state, country, and our world. Today, we celebrate the accomplishments of our farmers, ranchers, producers, manufacturers, farm workers, and laborers, and every other individual who has supported us throughout this entire pandemic and who has done their job to support our food and agriculture industries. We thank them today and every day for what they do for Nevada, and thank you again.
Thank you. Senator Spearman.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tempore. This is the first day of Women's History Month, and I just want to acknowledge the accomplishment of Dr. Kismika. She's also known as Kizzy by her friends, Corbett. She's a Black virologist who helped develop the Moderna vaccine, received her first dose just 2 months ago. When you read about her, you'll read that she and several other scientists got busy on trying to find a vaccine or a cure once we went through the Ebola virus scan. And so essentially what they were able to do is to take the research over the last 10 years and bring that to fruition. And that's the reason that we have the vaccine so quickly. So Dr. Kismika Corbett, a Black virologist, is one of the ones who helped develop the Moderna vaccine. And they worked on that for at least 10 years to bring us to this point. So kudos to her and the scientists. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Harris.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. I just thought I'd take this time to synthesize a little bit of what my good colleague from District 14 said. Sometimes the important message can get lost. The vaccine saves lives. Go get it. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, I think everyone here in this chamber has agreed that the best way to save people's lives is to get vaccinated when you're ready. Bring your friends and family when it is their turn, and we will all be better off for it. Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to give comments? Not. Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tempore. I move that the Senate stand in adjournment until the hour of 11 a.m. on Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
The motion is carried. The Senate is adjourned.